Hello everyone, this is game between Vladislav Artemiev and Magnus Carlsen, a game from Tata Steel 2020 Masters, Tata Steel Masters, round 12, and as you can see the game ended up in a draw, so let's see how it went. Carlsen d4, Artemiev knight to f6, c4 by Carlsen. Artemiev plays g6, probably hoping for a fianchetto. Okay, Carlsen brings his knight to c3. Artemiev plays d5. Okay, so if it was me, then I would probably I would probably play c5. Or maybe I would play e3. In case he takes my pawn, I would take with the bishop, I think. But Carlsen took it. Wow. Carlsen took d5 on d5. So Artemiev has the choice of taking with the pawn, with the knight, or doing something else. He took it the knight. Okay. Is Carlsen going to exchange the knights? If it was me, I would probably exchange the knights, because it would mean the queen kind of early development of the queen, and early queen in the center, so it could be easily trapped. Okay, Carlsen doesn't take it. He pushes his e4 pawn to probably control the center, and get rid of the knight. So Artemiev has the choice of taking the knight, or moving the knight away somewhere. Okay, Artemiev takes the knight, so I guess Carlsen is taking his knight. Okay, so now we have Carlsen defending this. Controlling the center in a way, and being kind of developed. This is kind of easy development to do. So looks like Carlsen is in a better position at the moment. Okay, fianchetto by Bishop's fianchetto by Artemiev now. And if it was me, I would probably this is not attacked, right? So this is not a problem. This is attacked, but it's not. It's defended, so it's not a problem. I would probably keep developing. Can I actually stop him from castling? Probably no. So I would probably just keep developing. Probably play something like knight to f3, or bishop to c4. I guess. Maybe bishop to b2. Let's see what Carlsen did. He plays bishop to c3. Okay, so giving support to this pawn. Does it mean he wants to push this pawn then? Because the pawn was actually supported enough by this pawn. But if he plays bishop to e3, does it mean he wants to push this pawn? Let's find out. Oh, Artemiev pushing the c pawn c5. Oh, okay, so this is extra anticipating probably c5. So we just want to give extra defensive for d4. So d4 is actually very important here, because the bishop came to rescue, and pawn, bishop came to rescue, and pawn and the queen. So it's still actually defended, because if he takes, yeah, takes and takes, so it's still defended. So d4 is very important here. Okay, Carlsen to move. If I was Carlsen, I mean, I can't take the pawn because this is coming with the check, so this is disastrous. So I can't really take the pawn. I can't move the. I can't really move this pawn, to be honest. And I can move this pawn. I mean, if I was him, I would probably move this pawn and block the bishop. Let's see what Carlsen did. Maybe I would actually develop and give extra support to d4. Let's see what Carlsen did. Rook to c1. Avoiding this pin and defending the pawn. So probably now he's thinking about taking. Artemiev. Okay, Artemiev went for queen to a5, which is actually interesting, because now if he decided to exchange the pawns, then this pawn can't really move because it's pinned. So this is actually becoming a bit weak now. I mean, Carlsen's king side is underdeveloped. I mean, probably the good idea is to play queen to d3 here, to keep an eye on the whole situation. However, this is hanging. No, sorry, that's not my move. This is hanging. So probably maybe pushing this pawn. Yeah. Or this is a good idea actually, to develop the bishop and defend the a pawn. Let's see what Carlsen did. Okay, so he decided to defend the pawn with the queen. At the same time defending this and keeping an eye on d4. Okay. So if I was Artemiev, I would probably, well, I would keep developing. Probably I would have kept developing. I think this is good move. Double attacking the pawn then and developing the bishop. However, castling is an idea. Developing the knight is an idea. Let's see what Artemiev did. Castling. Okay, decided to castle. The king is safe. So now Artemiev is actually super developed comparing to Carlsen. So Carlsen has to develop badly. I'm really rooting for bishop to c4 because he defends this and also developing. Maybe knight to knight to f3. These are two options. Okay, knight to f3, developing, and probably giving extra support for this side as well. Artemiev, oh wow, Artemiev leaving his rook, leaving the king, and going for the queen pin, and also for this. So d4 is still a very important, because it's you know, I think if I was Carlsen now, I would probably, I mean, apart from developing the bishop, which is probably the best idea here, I would be actually happy to. I can't actually push the pawn, because then bishop comes. If I push the pawn, bishop comes to action. Actually, but wait, I have actually queen. Okay, so to be honest with you, I can push the pawn now. I mean, Carlsen could push the pawn because this is defended, and you know, this would be a good idea. I think if I was Carlsen, I would probably push the pawn, or I'll push the pawn or play bishop to f to c4. Okay, so bishop to e2. Hmm. Interesting. Don't know why. I mean, I would definitely play T4, C4. Yeah, let's see what happens. He's ready to castle now. So Artemiev takes. Artemiev wants to open the center. Uh, Now Carlsen can take with the with the pawn on d4, and then probably go for a queen exchange, and he can take with the bishop. Sorry, that was my move. He can take with the bishop. No, he can't take with the bishop. He can take. He can just move his bishop away, but this is full. So he has to take it, I guess. I think he has to take it. Yeah, okay, he has to take it. So now exchanging the queens is an option, and yeah, this is an option actually. But still, Carlsen is controlling the center. So I think Carlsen is better here. Okay, Artemiev decides to exchange the queens. Let me just see. In this situation, if I was Carlsen, I would probably take. Interesting, because this is take. This is actually double attacked. So it looks like. Wait, does it look actually like take? This actually looks like Carlsen has to take with the queen. Oh, sorry, with the king. Because these two guys, they are defending the pawn. So, you know. However, wait, because there's a rook here with the we're taking the bishop. So basically, if he takes with the, let's say if he takes with the bishop, and then bishop takes the pawn, and then knight takes the bishop. So this bishop can't really take the knight because the rook takes the pawn with the check, I guess. So it's not going to be working for Artemiev. So it's okay actually if he takes with the bishop or the knight, because this is actually going to be hanging if they decide to take the pawn. Let's see what Carlsen did. He took with the bishop. Okay, so that makes sense. So this is actually now under double attack, but at the same time, the queen to the rook to c3 was tricky move, because now this bishop could be hanging if Artemiev takes it with the rook. Artemiev decides to develop the knight first. I mean b6, a6. Don't really know why. Probably c6 was better option. Triple attack the knight, the pawn. And don't know really why he played this. But maybe he wanted to. I don't know really. I mean, Carlsen has got an option to take this knight and double pawn him, but I don't think it's going to be a good idea, because yeah, maybe it's actually a good idea. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea actually. If I was Carlsen, I would probably play this. I would probably can actually push the pawn as well. So let's see what Carlsen did. Okay, he switched to e3 with the bishop. Oh, okay, I get it now. So he basically took the queen, and now he's back to defend this pawn. Okay, so Artemiev plays bishop to g4, developing the bishop, and now there's no option for the rook to go here. So basically now this. Oh no, that was my move. This pawn seems to be hanging now because the bishop is attacking, and I mean, if they exchange the knight, if Artemiev goes for the knight, then this pawn will be hanging. So, in other words, Carlsen can't really afford losing this knight, because the knight is defending the pawn. Unless he pushes the pawn. Let's see what Carlsen did. Interesting. He just went for knight to e5, attacking the bishop and also attacking the bishop here. So the bishop has to probably, I mean, the bishop, Artemiev's bishop can do two things: go back, can take, or can run. Three things: can run away. Let me see what Artemiev did. Artemiev exchanges the bishops. Where are we now? It's move number. I don't know where's the move number. I lost the track. I think it's 30. Artemiev exchanged the bishops. At the same time, forcing Carlsen to take with the king, and the casting is not even legal anymore. At the same time, you know, manual casting could be option. So of course Carlsen takes with the king. At the same time, I can leave the rook. He can slide the rook now and hide the king. So okay, so everything is under control now, I guess. Artemiev can actually exchange the material now, pieces, take the knight for the bishop and double pawn Carlsen. I guess, which would be interesting idea. Let me see if he went for this. No, he didn't. Wow, Artemiev played f5. That's crazy. I don't know why. That looks interesting. Quite crazy actually. The castle is open now. Maybe because there's no light square bishop anymore, so the castle is kind of safe. Okay, so Carlsen has got two ideas, two options. So maybe at least to take it and exchange, or just, if he needs his knight here, he needs his knight, doesn't want to exchange the knights, probably he would have to move his knight somewhere to safety. I think this wouldn't be the worst. Oh, the worst square, because then he can maneuver. Wait, Carlsen plays king to f3. That's shocking, to be honest. Okay, so Artemiev can take the check now, and the Carlsen will end up on king to e4 on e4. Artemiev can exchange the pieces on e5, or just, I don't know, to be honest, and push this pawn probably. Maybe no. Okay, let's see what Artemiev did. He broke his rook to c8 to exchange the rooks. Okay, let's see if Carlsen exchanged the rooks. No, he didn't. He pushed his h-pawn h4. I see. Maybe that's kind of a rule when you see this kind of structure of the castle to push the pawn. I think this is an old rule. I heard about it. So let me see what Artemiev did in this situation. Can still take the pawn, the check. Can exchange the queen at the rooks now. He brought his knight to the action because knight was actually on the rim. So now his knight is kind of active. At least attacking this pawn. Okay, so Carlsen doesn't really care about this pawn. That's typical Carlsen, I guess. He exchanged the pawns on f5, probably trying to dismantle the castle, Artemiev's castle. This knight is still under attack. I think Carlsen needs this knight. Exchanging the rooks by Carlsen, and now I mean, this is still hanging, so Carlsen can push the pawn probably, and however, yeah, could be scary here. So I don't know, to be honest. You can try to go for some bishop's maneuver, let's say here or here. Sorry, here or here. Maybe go with the king to take this pawn. Okay, so he had. Oh, okay, that's a good move actually. He attacking the knight and the pawn at the same time. Carlsen. So Artemiev has to go somewhere. Oh, okay. So he develops his. He pushes his pawn, a pawn, and giving support to the knight. So now Carlsen try to get rid of the knight to still get the pawn. Knight is back to d5, so that means this pawn is hanging, right? Yeah, I think that means this pawn is hanging. Carlsen take it? No, he didn't take the pawn. He decided to go for another pawn and for knight. So knight is defended. He can't take the knight. I think Carlsen was happy with this because the king is getting undressed now, so he probably going to take the pawn. Yeah, he took the pawn, a pawn. Artemiev now decided to exchange the pieces on e5 for some reason. And bring his rook to to attack actually e3, bishop on e3. I mean, it's not super attacked actually because of the pawn. So Carlsen king is back to e2, and they exchange the pieces, and now we have this pawn defended. Everything is defended by Carlsen. I mean, probably Artemiev wants to play this. However, I don't think you can. I think Carlsen is going to bring his king to here, guys. I guess, and then maybe try to mate him. Yeah, that's what I thought. So the king has to defend himself. He doesn't want. I think this is an option, maybe, and then pushing the pawn for Carlsen. No, he pushes his g pawn. Maybe he still wants to bring his knight to the party. So his king to the party. Okay, so push his pawn now. The pawn is kind of getting there. Carlsen is trying. Artemiev is trying to get the pawn, tying up the rook. The rook is here. So if okay, so now this actually can travel. Pawn. Wow, he pushes this h pawn. Artemiev. So Carlsen probably wants to get him here somehow. Oh, okay. So this is hanging now. So Carlsen has to go back to a5, I guess. Yeah. So okay. So Artemiev wants to take this pawn, and Carlsen doesn't want to give up this pawn. So it must be very important then, this pawn, because. And that's how it ends. It ends with a draw. So probably, you know, they realize they have two pawns, pass pawns, and they probably won't make it to the queen, and everything is kind of drawish. So they decided to go for a draw. Okay. By the way, just mentioning, Artemiev was 4 minutes on the clock. Carlsen was 20. So Artemiev was kind of lucky, I guess, to get a draw here. So this was the game between Artemiev and Carlsen. Tata Steel round 12, Tata Steel Masters 2020, and I hope you enjoyed my quick analysis of the game. Thank you.